Hello, clarinet students. Today we're going to be continuing on page 6, so make sure you have your books open to page 6, you have your clarinet set up, and you have your neck straps adjusted so that your clarinet comes right up to your mouth. And remember to push the clarinet up a little bit with your right thumb so that it's at an angle like this. You don't want your clarinets going straight down, you want them out like that. Great. So we're going to warm up with our scale. So we're going to go G, F, E, D, C. So you can play along with me or just listen and then stop the video and play your notes. So you can pause the video there if you want to do that more. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn the song Half Counts, which is number 16. That's about halfway down the page. Now it's called Half Counts because it has a lot of half notes. If you remember Hot Cross Buns, it had a lot of these half notes, which are 2 beats. These, sometimes people call these minims too. It's good to know that name for it too. Okay? So in half counts, you've got lots of 2-beat notes, and you also have lots of 1-beat notes, which we call crotchets or quarter notes. Okay? But the great thing about this song is it's really just the 5 notes of our scale, except for it starts at the bottom. So it starts with C and goes up to G, and then it goes all the way down again. Okay? So it's a bit like going up the scale and going down the scale, but it's got some different rhythms. It's got some 1-beat notes and some 2-beat notes, and it's also got some 2-beat rests. Those are the little black boxes. Okay, so when you play a note, you have to think about what note it is and what rhythm it is. Okay, so you have to think, oh, it's a G or it's an A, and then you have to think, is it 1 beat or is it 2 beats? Okay, so every note has the pitch and the rhythm. All right, I'm going to play number 16 for you, so just listen and watch the notes. So why don't you pause the video there, and you can go over that a few times. Remember, it's just going up all of our notes and then down all of our notes. All right, when you've got that song, we're going to go on to a very tricky song. Down the bottom here, we have number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhodie. So this song has lots of notes, but all of them are the 5 notes that we know. And then you also have to look, is it a 1-beat note or a 2-beat note? Okay? So I'm going to play the whole song for you, so I just want you to listen and look at the music. So we're going to learn this song in little chunks of 2 bars each. So remember, the bar lines are those lines that go up and down. Okay, so if we look at the first 2 bars, that brings us up to here, and you can see there's a little breath mark that looks like a comma. So we're just going to work on those first 2 bars. Okay, I'm going to play the first 2 bars. Just listen. And you might want to say the notes in rhythm. You might want to say E, E, D, C, C. Okay? Now try and play it. So pause the video and play those 2 bars over and over until you feel like you've got it. Now we're going to play the next 2 bars. So after that little comma, there's 2 notes which are the D. So the next 2 bars sound like this. And again, you might want to say the notes in rhythm. So it's D, D, F, E, D, C. Okay? So pause the video here and go over those 2 bars until you feel like you've got it. So that brings us to halfway through our song. So where that second little comma is, it starts with the note G. So I'm going to play those 2 bars. Just listen first. So you can hear that most of these notes are 2 beats, so remember to hold them out. So let's say the notes in rhythm. G, G, F, E, E. Okay, so pause the video here and you can play that phrase a bit. And that brings us to the last 2 bars. Well, it's really just 1 full bar and then you have a 2-beat note and a rest. Okay, so I'm going to play those last 2 bars for you. Okay, so we're going to say those notes in rhythm. D, F, E, D, C. Yes, and all of those notes are 1-beat notes except for the last one. And then it finishes with a 2-beat rest. Now it also has a repeat sign at the end. Those 2 little dots means you can repeat it. So when you get so you can play the whole song through, then you can repeat and play the whole song again. So now we're going to try playing the whole song through. Well, if you've gone over those last 2 bars, yeah, if you haven't done that yet, pause the video and go over those last 2 bars. All right, I'm going to play the song very slowly, and if you want to play it with me, you can, or you can just listen and then play it. But I'll count in, so if you want to play it with me, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So remember, practice that in little chunks and then try and put the song together. And remember, go back and play your old songs. Go back and play Hot Cross Buns. Go back and play Rolling Along, because you'll get better and better at those songs we've already learned. So now you can actually play all the songs on that page. So make sure you keep doing that until our next lesson. See you then.